Hello again. In this lesson, we're going to do basic animation for this small ball that you see outside the window. Okay, let's save the scene first. Let's save this as qpause_animation. Okay, once this is saved, let's just see the whole view the scene again and plan a shot. Well, okay, so you need to take this ball, make it bounce here, make it bounce again, probably bounce it here and then bounce it like this, a little less. This is the basic animation that we can do for a ball. Okay, before that, let's just give this ball a shader so that we know in which way this ball is pointing. Let's call this at the bottom and the other side at the top. Okay, let's go to the hypershade. One more thing, you can make any shortcuts. Let's say if you want to make a shortcut out of display layers, all you have to do is just press Ctrl, Shift and click. This way, any shelf that is selected, you get a small shortcut over there, and if you click that, it opens it directly. I have made a hypershade shortcut for myself, which I can conveniently click whenever I want to and open it. Okay, so we need to give a shader to this small ball. You go down, just middle click your mouse button and drag it in the work area. Select this ball, hold your right click and assign this texture to it. Go in the attribute editor, click on the ramp material and just focus on this ball for now. You see, this ball has the color, the ramp has wrapped around this ball in a vertical manner. We need it to be horizontal. So we just go in the ramp, U ramp, and since it's shaded, I prefer it to be a little solid than shaded. So I'll just take this color, crank it up, put it down, and then push this up to the point that it makes it into a line. Okay, that way you can see that the ball has a shader that is pretty sharp than it was previously. Okay, once that's done, be sure to go back in the channel box and freeze all transformations that you have. You just have to select this ball, go to modify, you can check this box and select everything and then say freeze transform, or you can just say freeze transformation. I'm going to make a shortcut for freeze transformation as well. Control, Shift and left click. Sorry. There it is. Freeze transformation. This is my outliner, which lays here. You can do Control, Shift and click. Okay. Since we have that, now let's just lock this layer so that we don't want to scale it yet. We will scale it. We will squash it, squeeze it and everything, but not yet. For now we just want it to bounce. Okay, for that we'll just set a first keyframe here. Press S, select the ball and press the S so that it puts a small keyframe on that frame. Okay, go to frame 12 and then get it down on the floor make sure it doesn't penetrate the floor rather, and then hit S. This will set another key, and when you scrub this timeline, you'll see that the ball is coming and hitting the ground. Right? Okay, let's take this a step further by going on frame 22 and taking this ball up again in the air and hitting S. That'll save the key on that frame. Now we need to extend this timeline because it's too short from what we are going to animate. So I'm just going to click this small button and just drag this along to 48. You can increase the timeline as per your needs by just entering the digits here. If you want say 100 and press enter, it goes to 100. If you want 1000, it will go to 1000. Any number that you specify here, you'll get as many frames as you want on the timeline. So right now I just need 44. 44 would be good. I'm just putting a random number. You can put any number if you want. So this is how it looks. It comes, bounces, and goes up again. Now let's just take another frame, say 31, and according to the flow, this is going up. I'll just get it a little down because when it bounces for the first time, the second bounce will not be that high. So I'm just going to take this a little down and put it here. Bang it on the wall. Click save. Just press S on there. Just click save so that you don't, if you crash your software, you'll still have the file. Okay, now you can see that the ball is nicely bouncing, but there is still some sliding happening. There it goes. It doesn't look too natural. Okay, let's take another frame, 36, and let's make it bounce on the other side, a little down. Probably on the table. Okay, hit S and just crop this to 36. I don't need the rest. Okay, so now if you play, you'll see how it goes up, down, bounces. Okay, now we need to go in the curve editor or the graph editor of your object, which is in animation editors, graph editor. You can see that there are a bunch of curves. If you can't see any curves here, just have to select this object and then select this nerve sphere. Since we have animated mostly the front view only, because you can see mostly the front view is getting affected, that is the y-axis is getting affected more. So we're just going to play around with the y-axis. This is the graph editor. If you select this line like this, the whole curve gets selected. If you select this point, only the adjacent curves, say if you select this point, the adjacent curves get selected. If you select the tangent, the curve, only one curve that is connected to it gets selected. Now for the first 12 frames, I'm not completely satisfied with the end when it's touching the ground. I'm not satisfied with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this connection by clicking here these are more attributes for the handles. You can hover on top of it and see what it means. It means spline tangent. You want to create into spline. This is clamped. Clamped as in when it's going smooth and suddenly you want it to be steady, straight and stuff that way. So for now I'm just going to use break tangents. I'm going to click on that and then I'm going to select this tangent, click on move. This is the move tool, and then middle click, mouse drag and change the curve that way. So if you scroll now, you'll see it's coming, dropping on the ground. Okay, and the other side, it needs to pop up. So when it comes, it pops up, or rather not pop up, I'm sorry, but it jumps back, it bounces back nicely. See the way the curve is, the ball is bouncing that way. Okay, let me just play this whole thing and see how it's. No, after the frame 12 it's still going a little fast and slow. So what I'm going to do for this is, okay, let's stop it at 22. Since it was too slow over here, I'm just going to drag this behind, make it a little smoother, and just take this, make it smooth, so that after I play, it's still going fast in the end. I'll drag this back. Scrub through your scene and see if it's bouncing properly. Okay, it's still going a little up. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this down, select this tangent, make it bounce properly now. Oh, that's too low and that's too fast. Like this. Gonna break that too. Play it again. Nah, still going too low. You just need to play around with your curves to get that proper bouncing. And yes, animators do put a little bit of hard work in it. That's why they're artists. You can be one when you put a lot of time and effort in this. And believe me, it takes a lot of patience to do this. Okay, that's not too bad. although in the end it's sliding, which we can put extra keyframes and correct that. For now, I'm just going to save this. View that ball bouncing in the viewport. Let's chop this to 30. Right, that doesn't look too bad. And save this. Okay, this is the end of this video, but in the next video I'm going to show you how this ball is going to drop down, squeeze a little bit, probably rotate also, and squash, and then that might make it look a little more realistic. Okay, thanks for watching.